Alright, so I'm going to do my new beginnings and an end. Uh, I don't have an end this week, so it's just new beginnings. One of these books isn't necessarily a new beginning, just something that I started um, to pick up this week. Um, as far as number ones go, something that I've been looking forward to, a lot of other people have really been looking forward to. They're Not Like Us. Um, I really enjoyed this book for the most part. Um, I felt like at certain parts that the art was a little sketchy, but I'm not a big fan of thin lines in my art. But the full page shots were awesome. This black page shot here of black, I thought really went well with the story. I thought the story was really well told. But this story kind of reminded me of the movie Push that was out a few years back, or that I Am Number Four, or whatever that movie was called, where you've just basically you've got a bunch of kids who have superpowers who don't really know why they have superpowers, and they all kind of get thrown into this team, and somebody maybe or maybe isn't hunting them, but I'm pretty sure somebody's hunting them. Um, the coloring in this was by Jordi Belair, and I mean you just can't go bad with her coloring. It's freaking amazing. This cover is amazing. I wonder who did that cover. Um, what I did like about this book is that it is story all the way through this book, from the first page to the last page. The last page of this book is the end of the book. It is the back cover, and I really like that. Um, I don't know how many pages it was, but it seemed relatively hefty. Um, but I'm assuming it's a normal, like, you know, 20, 24, 26 pages, 22, 24, 26 pages, something like that. So, uh, all in all, I mean, I really liked this story, but it seemed like a story that I've read before, but not one that I'm not interested to keep reading. Second off, I read Graveyard Shift. Um, this was just like an 80s um, vampire werewolf type of book. It reminded me a lot of the movie Silver Bullet, or Lost Boys, or something like that. Um, you know, it was it was good. The art in it was very good. Um, I'm a sucker for wraparound covers, so that automatically is, gonna get you something. It was really bloody. Um, all in all, I mean, it was it was okay. You've got this cop that has, is fighting vampires, and I mean, I see a lot of potential. It's only a four-issue series, so four or six. I think it's a four-issue series. So we'll see where that goes. Um, but it was enjoyable. It just seemed like movies that I'd seen before. Um, Next up, I know this has been out for a minute, but I got issue one and two on Penny Dora and the Wishing Box. Uh, I really liked this. Um, I thought the story was really interesting. Um, I like that in the back of it that it talks about that this story was originally short stories by the artist's daughter that was printed in a local newspaper that were turned into this comic. Um, I really like the art style. Um, the coloring on this is from the same person that does the coloring on Wayward, uh, Tamber Bolifin. And, I've been speaking praises on her for the last couple of weeks because I really like her coloring. Um, but there are certain things in this book that are just beautiful. And basically, a box shows up. Okay, if you've read any Stephen King, tell me if this story sounds familiar. A box shows up on the front porch. You bring it in, and you're asked to make a wish of the box. All I wonder about this book is if someone dies on the other end. If for every wish that she makes in this box, is there somebody in a third world country that has to die? Uh, but maybe I have been jaded by the Stephen King and all that I've read. But you know, this story I thought was great. I mean, it's just her and her friends, and you have unlimited wishes. She gets this box for Christmas, and she goes upstairs and, without knowing it, wishes that Christmas wasn't over. And all of a sudden, there's, you know, um presents downstairs. But I've heard that this is kind of a Pandora's box story, which leads me to believe that maybe it is like the box from Stephen King, and that for every wish you make, all of these little, you know, itsy bitsy wishes you make, that there are consequences that are going to somehow come back and bite you in the butt. And, but Penny Dora and the Wishing Box, anybody out there looking for something to read with their kids, I thought this was a great book. It was extremely kid friendly, especially if you've got a girl. Uh, I really thought and maybe people read this and I just hadn't noticed, but I did. I thought it was a one shot, but apparently it's an ongoing series for like 5 issues. But anyway, it's about all I got to say about that, and I'm gonna get off here and read some comics.